season, Charles' family attended to a party. Adela and Colonel were there and had some chit-chat with other party guests. She stands up near her father as she chats. Suddenly, a rich and independent woman, Mrs. Churchley, came out to ask Adela and Colonel to stay a little longer there.
Hello, Adela, Mr. Colonel. Will you stay a little longer?
Of course, everyone's going something else. I believe there are a lot of things, Mike.
And where are you going?
Oh, I don't do that sort of things.
Of course, we must be going somewhere yourself.
Yes, you must have a lot of ways.
Oh, no. I have no plans at all. Just stay a little. I always think this is such a good hour. One can really tell.
But isn't fair.
To sit down, it's the only time to have any talk.
I'm afraid Adela is a bit anxious. They'll have to say good night now. Adela, you must release this dear lady.
Good night. Good night.
In the car, Adela and Mr. Colonel were in silence while they were on the way home. After they arrived at home, Adela ascends stairs to her brother's study. She peeks in and sees him at his desk. Close up of Godfrey as she discovers her there.
Adela, isn't it really late for you?
Fathers, he's going to marry Mr. Churchley, you know?
How do you know?
Of course I know. I've seen with my eyes, we've been dining there. They fall in love with each other and they will arrange it.
Oh, I see.
He will. He oughtn't to think of Mama.
Yes, someone should think of Mama.
To such a woman as that, after her?
Yeah, I think they were awfully happy.
Think what she was. Think how could no one else will ever be like her again.
I suppose he is not very happy now.
Of course he isn't. Same as you and I, don't we?
Well, Adela, don't make yourself miserable till you're sure.
I know because I'm sure. One could tell from the way they behave together. And I think you should speak and tell to him how you feel right now.
He thinks I'm cheeky and says it's none of my business. Hear me, Adela. Wait till he speaks to you.
He won't because I'm sure he'll doing it without telling us.
Well, we must keep our eyes open. And now, just let me get on. Go on bed now. No. I think we need some rest.
What? Alright, good night.
Lunchtime, at the dining table, Adela and Mr. Colonel had a chit-chat about yesterday's party. They talked about Adela's impression of Mrs. Churchley. But Adela seems that she didn't like her.
Adela, have you been to call on Mrs. Churchley?
Why should I?
Don't say it, Adela. I said that she's to dine with us on the 12th. And I so expect your sister to come down. Because I want them to know Mrs. Churchley, Adela.
Is there to be nobody else?
Yes, of course, Adela. It's a family party.
After Adela and Colonel's conversation at the dining table, Adela came to Godfrey's room and told him what would be happening between their father and Mrs. Churchley. Adela seemed so upset about that while talking to Godfrey.
Godfrey, Father is having a dinner party. I suppose they mean they will be making an announcement for the engagement. Did he tell you?
He didn't tell me that, but I like her.
Do you like her?
Yes, she's very kind and very good.
To trust herself upon us when we hate her, is that you call kind and decent?
I simply don't hate her.
I must do something. I must call on Mrs. Churchley and tell her what exactly my feelings are.
Please, Adela, at least wait until father tells you for sure that they are to be married.
Fine. I'll see.
God.
After Charles' family had dinner at the Mrs. Churchley house, Adela and Godfrey having a conversation. Unlike Godfrey, Adela seems unhappy about yesterday's dinner. She starts to ask Godfrey about anything she wants to know. Of course, it makes Godfrey feel uncomfortable of Adela's question. It seems to mean to him.
Godfrey, what did you say to him?
I said nothing, there was nothing to say.
Is that how it stretched you?
He asked me to speak to her,
In what did he sense?
to tell her I was glad.
And did you?
I don't know, I said something. She kissed me.
How could you?
He says he is very rich.
Is that why you kissed her?
I didn't kiss her. Good night.
Right on the breakfast room from the dining table, this day was the day for Mr. Colonel to tell Adela that he'll be married with Mrs. Churchley. Of course, this news made Adela disappointed and felt so upset. This news also made her younger brother and sister feel upset too.
Adela, I have a piece of news for you that's probably shock you.
What happened, Papa?
Dear,
No.
yes, Adela, I know.
Are you sure? You want to marry Mr. Chudley? Why?
Dear, hear me.
No.
Mrs. Chesley is the kindest, the most delightful of women.
No, Papa.
She only wants to make you happy, Adela. Believe me.
No.
Believe me, Adela.
No.
You need to calm yourself down for a while. I will send you off to Britain. I think it might be best for you, Adela.
Meanwhile, Godfrey knew that Adela had visited to Mrs. Churchley and had told something to her that made Mrs. Churchley turn the plan and put it off for about a month. Of course, it's upsetted Godfrey. They started to fight to each other, the situation getting messed up as they talk.
Adela,
Yes?
please tell me this, Adela. What the purpose of your visit to Mrs. Churchley?
The purpose? What's the matter? Why do you ask?
They put it off a month.
Thank God.
Why the devil do you thank God?
You know I think you're all wrong.
How did you interfere?
Who told you I interfered?
You said something, and I know you did something.
What I did was my own business.
Damn your own business. You made a pretty mess. And if I don't pass this exam, it will be your fault.
No, Godfrey.
Don't. Never mind.
Suddenly, in a sunny morning, Godfrey appeared in greenhouse where Adela is reading a book. Adela seems confused for Godfrey's intention. They talk about what was the interval thing that Adela did because their father, Mr. Colonel, seems in debt, as if there was no hope. Moreover, Mrs. Churchley changed her mind immediately. She has broken it off so everything's over and messed up. Adela and Godfrey's conversation was ending up with a fight.
Oh, Godfrey?
Adela, just let me know, what interval thing did you do?
I was doing something wrong. It was right. I told her Mama had been rich.
What? You told her such a lie?
No, it was the only way she believed me. I notified her that he had fault that had Mama's life a long warning. I said it wasn't fair to let another person marry him with a warning. So I warned her so she could do as she liked. Then, my responsibility was over.
Oh, God, Adela, you ruined and insult your own father?
No, he will never know it.
I'll be damned if I won't tell him.
I did right. I saved Mama's memory from Arthur. I'm no worse than you.
Adela was in the living room of Britain by herself. She is reading a book. Meanwhile, Miss Flynn appears and told her that there was a visitor came and waiting to see her.
There's a lady in the drawing room waiting to see you, Mama.
Is he big and dreadful?
Well, she's dreadful, but not big.
Well, do show her in, please.
Then, a rather gaudy young woman with yellow hair, ugly rogue cheeks, and dressed in bright colors enters. She speaks with heavy Cockney accent. Adela stares coldly at her for a few seconds. Evidently, she is Godfrey's wife. Nevertheless, Adela never knew that her brother had married, and so did her family. The visitor told her what happened with her brother and what Mrs. Churchley did for him.
Who are you? What is your business here?
I'll tell you what I've come for. I've come to ask you to intercede.
To intercede?
Your father, you know that. He doesn't know, but he'll have to. Well, don't look so bewildered. I'll tell you, I'm Miss Godfrey. That's what? Yes, your brother's wife. We've been married 7 months. He didn't want to tell his father, so I had to talk with some other member of family like being as he was afraid to tell his father himself. I hope you will see to it that a good old colonel.
Right after the visitor told everything, Adela regretted everything that she had done toward Mrs. Churchley and her father, Mr. Colonel. Then Adela decided to come to visit Mrs. Churchley to ask her to come back with her father. Unfortunately, she was too late, for Mrs. Churchley was going to marry with another guy. The situation made her feel guilty for the rest of her life.
Well, you have come to visit. Yes, Mrs. Churchley. I'm sorry for everything. It was my fault. I made a pretty mess. So please take pity to my dear Papa. Please come back to him. He's so miserable without you. Oh, this is all too hilarious. No. Why? I never believed you for 1 minute. It was up to answer. I really dislike you and I found you utterly false. I told him that you must be sent away. I really loathed what you said, Tom. But your father defended you for me. This, of course, led to become the rupture of our relationship. No, Mr. Churchley. Papa gave you up for me. Fancy the angel. Please, come back to him. It's like miserable without you. I'm afraid it's too late. You see, I'm going to marry Lodin next month. So, can you please just mind your own business just now? No, this is my fault. I'm sorry. And one more again. I don't want to see you again.
Adela was in tears and felt guilty upon what she been did to her father's life. She cannot bring Mrs. Churchley back to her father because of all her fault. She really miserable for making this mess and was unable to do anything anymore. She was regretted it. Regretted did come later.